Good morning, guys! So today is December 8th. It's the Immaculate Conception. Happy feast to Mama Mary. Of course, we ask for her prayers and intercession for us, for our family, for our loved ones, colleagues, friends, relatives, and everyone. Lahat na naniniwala, devotees of the Blessed Mother, we ask for her prayers, especially today. Today is her feast. And maulang umaga, by the way. I'd like to use English as my medium, my language today, because I want to reach out to people around the world for awareness and for those who are experiencing the same thing. I am also appealing that they also share their experiences with me and their thoughts about this condition. So story time for today. Last time I told you one day, one of my live videos will be about my eye condition. My eye condition is called Retinitis Pigmentosa. Sounds too technical and too too high for some to understand, because it's a very rare eye condition. So mine is not the usual eye condition where you just go to the ophthalmologist or optometrist to get an eyeglasses. But mine is really, really different. People see me like normally. I would act normally, talk normally, walk normally, but not see things normally. Sometimes I wish people around me would see what I see and don't see what I don't see, for them to understand clearly what I'm going through. And I don't want to be judged, like people would misunderstand my condition as I am already blind. Yeah, it's leading there. By the way, to get you a bit of information, to give you a bit of information about retinitis pigmentosa, it's an eye condition involving the retina. Retina is not this one. It is this one inside of the eye where the veins are connected. There are veins inside here connected to the brain, and of course that gives us the images that we see, dictates the images that we see around us, the color, whatever, no. And these veins, the rods and the cones, produce light. So it's like they are the flashlight of our eyes, simply speaking. And when these rods and cones don't work anymore, that's where this condition occurs. So if the retina of the eye is not functioning like it should be, then the person having this condition cannot see clearly, cannot read clearly, and it cannot be corrected with eyeglasses. And sadly, at the moment, around the world, this eye condition has no cure. Yes. So it's not curable. No LASIK surgery, no eye operation, nothing. And there is no medicine, either. There is no medicine to cure it. And since I got this eye condition diagnosed in the year 2010, yes, it was 2010 when I was first diagnosed in Dubai, I've been to around 5 eye specialists, ophthalmologists. Because when we say optometrist, it's like they are only the ones checking the eye for eyeglasses to correct the grade of your eye. but the really specialists are the ophthalmologists. They are the doctors of the eye. So just one day when I woke up, but ever since I was in grade school, I already had this eye condition where I thought it was just needing eyeglasses. I was just needing eyeglasses. So when a medical mission went to our school, that elementary school in our province, in our town, they checked my eye and then they said, yeah, you get a correctional glasses. So my parents bought me one, and somehow it helped me because at that time I didn't know yet what was happening and what was my real eye condition. When I was in high school, I continued using eyeglasses. When I was in college, I continued using eyeglasses. And unfortunately, within this city, in Tuguegarao, I have not found yet an ophthalmologist or an eye doctor who could really explain to me about this condition. But anyway, so in 2010, I went to an ophthalmologist in Dubai. And I went through series of check-up of laboratory tests. And they had to check the pressure of the eye, and I had to look into this apparatus where I had to follow the light where it's going and everything. And then the first doctor explained to me, he could not say it clearly, like straight to the point what was happening, because perhaps it was difficult for him to say it in a way that I would not be shattered or broken hearted. But I said, yeah, it's okay, doc, you can just tell me. And so he did. So he explained to me that this condition is called retinitis pigmentosa, but I have to check with another doctor for second opinion. And because I wasn't convinced and I was in denial at that time, I went to another doctor and to another doctor and to another doctor until I went through 5 series checkups for different opinions of ophthalmologists. And then one of the parents of my students there, she's also an ophthalmologist in the Philippines, but in Dubai, she's an assistant to the doctor. And she told me in one meeting, because we had a PTA, no, parent teachers meeting, and I told them, because I was having difficulty with the report cards, like reading the names of the students and then handing it over to the parents. She noticed that, and she told me, Ma'am, you're not using eyeglasses? And I said, sorry, it doesn't work well with me. So she got that point because she's an ophthalmologist, and she told me, I'm going to give you this business card, and you call me, you inform me, I'll book an appointment with my doctor, she said. I'm working in a hospital, Emirates Hospital, something like that. Yeah, and then you have to see this doctor. He is the oldest doctor in the UAE, having all these credentials and everything. He's really good. He's a German ophthalmologist. And she said, of course, he has experience of all this and that. And he knows how to deal with the condition. And so I was so excited. So on the weekend of that week, we went to the doctor. And that's the last doctor I went to in Dubai. Because after that, I headed back home as per his advice. So the doctor confirmed, yes, it is retinitis pigmentosa, and this illness is hereditary. That's number one. So I kept wondering, hereditary. So if it's hereditary, I got it from my kin. I mean from my family. So I had to trace, and he asked me, who among your family members, mother's side or father's side, had the same condition? And I really wondered, like, I don't know. I haven't asked my parents about it. But both my parents are using eyeglasses. So I just said, I don't know, doc, but then I will ask, because both my parents are using eyeglasses, because maybe they are also thinking the same thing that I was thinking. when I did not know yet my condition. Maybe they are just thinking it's just a grade. They need eyeglasses because they cannot see well. And so I called my mom. I asked her after the checkup, and my mom told me the story that my grandmother from my father's side had the same condition, but they did not know what it was because she never went for checkup. And actually, before she passed away, she was blind. Yes, she got blind when she was about to pass away. So that's it. And for a few days, I was thinking over and over, like, if it happens to it's a rare condition, it happens to few people, like why me? And of all the family members, like my grandparents had 5 kids. Yeah, my father is the youngest, and we have like we are so many cousins. Why me of all people? Yeah, but anyway, at some point in my life, I was down. I was having self pity. I read through so many articles in Google. I watched videos in YouTube of people having the same condition, and the more I was, I don't know if you can categorize it as depressed, but I was down. I was really heartbroken, and I was teaching in Dubai then, and the doctor told me, with the sun here, the heat and all that, because it's affecting the dust also. There's sunstorm in Dubai every now and then, and of course I go out. I go to work. Whenever you are exposed to dust, to sand, to smoke, to sun, too much heat of the sun, the doctor told me, the more your eye condition progresses, because retinitis pigmentosa is a progressive eye illness, meaning it progresses. It's like you imagine a picture tube of a television where you see fully on a television, if it's a rectangle, yeah, like this, you can see the full vision or view of the television. But if the picture tube is not working, it goes like this. So little by little, it goes like this until it's gone. So retinitis pigmentosa is like that. Little by little, you lose your sight. So the peripheral area or view of my eyes, like sides, because for normal people, they see things. Even if you look this way, you can see things on your peripheral view, right? On the sides and up and down. You can see this view and then around you. For me, that part is gone. Here, I cannot see clearly. Up and down, I cannot see clearly. Within a range of 3 meters, I cannot recognize faces. That's why I find difficulty in crossing roads, because I'm scared a car might hit me, because I can only see them when they are 3 meters near me. That's it. So anything. That's why retinitis pigmentosa, people with this condition, they bump into things. I usually, that's on a regular basis, on a daily basis, I experience that. I bump into tables and chairs, into things like below me, which I cannot see, I cannot notice when, I only notice it when it's already there and I already bumped into it. That's it. And people I know, when I came home for good, it's really difficult to explain because they don't see me wearing eyeglasses. So people judge me, like, since I came from abroad, they judge me like, she's a snob, because I come across them in malls, outside, in church, wherever I go. Even here in school, I'm suffering from that um, ordeal of having that feeling of people judging me, that I'm a snob, and the way I look. Because when you see me, of course, like now, you're looking at me, and you might be thinking, with my looks, especially when I don't smile, I look like I'm a snob. Yeah. So people judge me like I'm really a snob because I don't see them unless they are really in front of me. So that's one thing. One of my ordeals. And then whatever I say, I have to sign something, I have to read something, a document or whatever, and then people will say, and I say, I cannot see, I cannot read it clearly, please wait. People will say instantly, like, why don't you wear glasses? Again, retinitis pigmentosa is not corrected with eyeglasses. Eyeglasses don't help. I have eyeglasses, but they don't help me. So I only wear them like maybe props, just to show people, hey, I have an eye condition. Yeah. And then when people say PWD, this person with disability, people always judge like this misconception that people with disability are those people with physical deformity. And I find it unfair when people treat me like, yeah, she looks normal. She can walk, she can talk, she can act properly. So, yeah, she's normal. And I would explain, I am not because of my eye condition. Yeah, that's it. But on the other hand, so when I came to Philippines, I came back for good. The doctor told me, I advise you to go home. There is no treatment, there is no cure, there is no surgery or whatever here in the UAE. So I don't know if it's in Philippines they would allow that to for you to undergo a surgery. So I came home. Okay. I gave up my job in Dubai as a teacher. I came home to the Philippines, and for 3 years I was jobless. It won't sink in, you know, that I have to go back to teaching because of my eye condition. As simple as I am not able to teach anymore because of my eyes. So I wanted to share my knowledge and expertise and with the experience I have in teaching. Yes, I wanted to, but it stopped me because of this condition. So for a while, for those years, I used it for selling real estate. I was with my husband, and until now, we are still doing it. And thank God, God guided me and blessed me with new friends here in the Philippines, where I was able to cope with the finances. And then before I went back to teaching again, we were okay. My family was okay. But there is that thing in me, you know, if the passion is there in your heart, and as a teacher, you are really born to teach, because a teacher will always be a teacher. I remember one of the administrators in a university where I used to teach here in the Philippines, in the city. We met one time during the pandemic because I was selling um, property to her. And she asked me, really, Fatima, you cannot teach anymore? You don't want to teach anymore? You don't want to go back to the academe? And I really wanted to say yes. I wanted to. I want it. I want to go back. But again, it stopped me from saying it. And I just said, no, ma'am, it's really difficult for me because of my eye condition. And she knows because I always also told her my story. But then, again, just because of my passion, inside my heart, it's there that I really want to go back to teaching. Last year, I took the guts. I had the guts, the courage, finally, to apply through DepEd.
The SPIMS. It's for former OFWs who have teaching
Or without teaching experiences, as long as they have been abroad. And for me, it was an advantage because I was also teaching in Dubai. So it was very easy for me to apply. And within a year, I got the item in a public school. That's why I am now working with DepEd in a mega school, in the biggest high school in Tuguegarao City. And again, God is so good that He blessed me because I'm an English teacher. They put me in the English department at first, and then I was like, my minor is religious education, so I want to teach values education. And then they put me to both departments, and I felt that in my heart, I wanted to be a part of the values education department, the ESP. So little by little, I explained to my department head my eye condition, and to the English department head about my condition, then to the principal about my condition, and they understood, and they were okay with it, and they welcomed me, and they accepted me as part of the department. And now this year, I am a full-time values education teacher, and all my colleagues are very helpful to me. They know my condition. Just sometimes you cannot avoid, when people call you blind, like, no, don't involve her because she's blind. I'm insulted, honestly, when they call me blind because I am not yet blind. Yeah, I know I'm heading there. And by the way, the progression of my eyes now, um, it's like it's stagnant. It's just there. The last time I checked, because here I went to around three eye specialists, four rather, one in Ilagan, four specialists, and then it's the same thing. Actually, the other one is the clinic, eye clinic, doing LASIK surgery. My mother went there and had her LASIK surgery, and she said somehow it helped her. But then when I went there for checkup, they refused, and they said, "No, ma'am, it's not working. The LASIK is clearing this part, the outer layer of the eye, for you to see clearly. Like they remove the cataract, yeah, the cataract or anything that is here at the outer layer of the eye, but not the inside. They cannot do that. So still, it's hopeless. It's not curable. It's progression, and I am just waiting. No, I am not actually waiting for the time when I'll be blinded, because for now, I'm just enjoying it. I am enjoying teaching, working with students once again, and somehow my students understand that when I tell them, no, I cannot see, because they give me their notebooks. I check their notebooks, their papers, and then when I write things on the board, it's really big. And they would tell me, Mom, it's so big. And I would tell them, so that the person at the back will see it clearly. Yeah, things like that, no? But right now, I am enjoying. I'm okay. Um, I just have to accept. Number one is acceptance. People see me as a happy person, and I would crack jokes in the center, in the office, and then we would laugh, and then I will even make fun of myself with my condition. But of course, it's not funny most of the time when you make fun of people with disabilities. And for me, when I refer to myself, I'm okay with it because number one, acceptance. I have accepted my condition. And number two, I have no control over it. And only God can heal me, can help me, can guide me through this. But number three, I want to live for the moment. Take my life one day at a time. Um, my grandmother, who was blinded before she passed away, my mom said she was on her 40s when her eye progressed, when her condition progressed until she was totally blinded. And I am now on my 40s. And according to research, because I've been doing a lot of researches about retinitis pigmentosa, And so many people who had this condition, who have this condition, were totally blinded. Their condition progressed when they reached 40s. So I am now my 40s, but as I always claim, happiness is a choice. No disability, no condition, no status in life, no gender, no race, no color could tell you to be and force you to be unhappy. Happiness is a choice. It's a decision. It's what we think of, what we want to feel, and what we want to be in life. And for my sake, for my family's sake, especially my kids, I have 4 children. I have a husband who's very supportive, and even my kids, my children, they know my condition. And actually, my eldest son is now wearing eyeglasses. He started wearing eyeglasses since he was in high school, elementary. And even the German doctor who had my last checkup in Dubai told me it's a possibility that a child, one of your children, will also get it. So I am guarding my eldest son. That's why my second son is now driving, and he's perfectly fine. His eyesight's okay, and I hope my 2 small children also are okay. But my eldest son, we didn't allow him to drive. He did not get driver's license because of his eye condition also, and he's also experiencing that night vision, when night blindness, when it's nighttime. People with retinitis pigmentosa will not see anything. Yeah, when it's dark, that is why I hate going to the cinema. I don't want to watch movies there. I want to watch movies at home on the television, because I really find it difficult if I enter a dark place, um, for example, bar, like hotels, places at night. So I don't go out at night anymore without my husband guiding me. So I have to hold on to him and all that. And then it sucks, really, because you cannot do things like you would normally do. And it stops me, it prevents me from doing what I love to do, and things that I would like to explore and things I would like to do. Um, it also stops me from being independent, because I have to depend on other people, even signing the attendance sheet, for example, even documents in the school, even any school paper, any document, any even real estate papers. Like, sometimes I'm thinking I should hire a secretary. But no, of course not. I still act normally, like I want to function normally. And I want people to treat me normally, but with a consideration. And I hate people when they call me blind. I am not yet blind. Okay. So that's it. That's my story time for today. I came to school. It's a holiday actually, because we are working on the rehearsal for the pageant tomorrow. I'm also in charge of so many things. So I came early. I even thought I was late because I came 1 hour late. Like I would always come to school, no. But still there are no people around. So yeah, because it's raining. So that's all for today. It's my story time. Have a nice day, everyone. It's me reminding you, choose to be happy. God bless.